It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. James Bashaw. Mr. Bashaw, a former BFA student and former BFA mathematics teacher, is now the vocational guidance counselor and also the girls' varsity basketball coach. We asked him to speak at graduation because of his genuine interest in and dedication to the students at BFA. Now, Mr. Bashaw.
Thank you, Chris. A couple things before I begin. First of all, I want you to know that I graduated from BFA in 1973. I have no idea who the commencement speaker was. But I'm sure this class, the great class of 1991, a very bright, a very special class, will remember who their speaker was for years and years. In case you've forgotten, the name is Bashaw, Jim Bashaw, B-A-S-H-A-W. Secondly, I do remember what the speaker at my graduation talked about. He spoke about the three letters of our school, BFA. He said B was for bravery, and he spoke about that for 30 minutes. He said F was for fight, and he spoke about that for 45 minutes. He said A was for all of you, and he spoke about all of you for over an hour. Well, by that time, most people had either left or fallen asleep. The guy next to me was kneeling down and praying. I asked him, "Why are you doing that?" He looked at me and said, "I'm thanking God I didn't go to Brattleboro." So with that bit of humility, I'll begin. But remember, Jim Bashaw, B-A-S-H-A-W. Mr. Godin, Board of Trustees, faculty members, parents, guardians, relatives, and friends. The class of 1991 bestows a great honor on me today by asking me to address them on this wonderful day of celebration. I'm here today to congratulate you on a job well done. A task completed. You have earned a high school diploma. With this diploma in hand, you are now off to run in the race of life. A race full of happiness and joy, of family and friends, and a race full of obstacles to overcome and problems to solve. I'm convinced all of you can win. The power in this room is remarkable. We have A students. We have great athletes, fine musicians. But we also have students whose talents weren't recognized by good grades, and students who weren't involved in sports or band. But they too accomplished great things with little fanfare or publicity. All of you who are here today have special talents and abilities. Your success in winning in this race of life will not depend so much on what those talents and abilities are, but rather on how well you use them to the best of your ability. The theme of this commencement address is winning, what it is, and how to accomplish it. Too many of us equate winning with the number of trophies we have or championships won. Oftentimes, I think the term winning is largely misunderstood. Yes, in sports, the winner is the team with the most points or the most runs scored, and the quest to be number one is what makes sport so exciting, so entertaining. But I don't think winning in the race of life is about getting a trophy or about defeating an opponent. I think there's much more to it than that. You see, I really believe that winning is an attitude. Winning is a way of life. It's a belief in yourself, a belief in your abilities. It's about overcoming obstacles, bouncing back from defeat. Winning is about caring for others, helping those who are less fortunate than you, and growing as a person. I've often told my team, winning isn't so much about beating others, as it is about overcoming your own insecurities, your own fears, and finding those strengths and abilities within yourself that you never knew existed. During this past basketball season, I told the girls that whenever things got tough, and it looked like the score was not going to settle in our favor, I reminded them of the Comet Magic, which is a part of our basketball tradition. I told them this Comet Magic would carry them through the tough times and the disappointments that the game could bring. What I didn't tell them was that Comet Magic was something that was within them. It was a power attained by believing in themselves and their teammates. It was a way to get them to play beyond what they thought was their potential, and a way to get them to tap into their own special resources. You see, too many of us limit ourselves because we don't think we deserve success. We think success and winning is for somebody else. Somebody from New York, somebody from Hollywood, not for somebody around here. Too many of us let what we can't do interfere with what we can do. We focus on problems rather than opportunities. We limit ourselves with excuse after excuse because we don't believe in ourselves and our abilities. I'm here today to tell you everybody has their own Comet Magic. Everybody has some special talents, special abilities that can get them to the top. They're not all the same as your neighbor, but they can make you a winner just the same. Think of Carol Burnett, famous comedian. She didn't make excuses. Carol Burnett grew up with two parents who were alcoholics. John Milton, famous poet and writer, he was blind when he wrote his greatest work, Paradise Lost. I'm sure you know that Beethoven, the great composer, went deaf at the age of 40. And what about Tom Dempsey? Tom Dempsey kicked the longest field goal in national football history. Did you know he did that with half a foot? You see, winners aren't born without problems. Everybody has problems. Winners just learn how to deal with them, overcome them. That's what winning is. Oh yeah, there is poverty, discrimination, ignorance, bigotry, and injustice in our world. But yes, there's opportunity, determination, information, justice, and faith in this world as well. It's really your choice, nobody else. Are you going to see an opportunity in every problem, or a problem in every opportunity? It's about seeing the glass half full or the glass half empty. I believe almost everything that happens to us, good or bad, is a result of the choices we make. Ultimately, we choose whether we are going to be happy or sad, kind or cruel, rich or poor, and if we are going to succeed or fail. Please understand, winning in this race of life is a do-it-to-yourself project. It's not about what happens to you. It's about what you make of what happens to you. Life will not treat you all the same. Some of you will face crisis and disappointment in the future. This doesn't mean that a crisis is bad. It's bad only if you react negatively to it. Let me explain. Not many people know that Michael Jordan, the basketball superstar, was cut from the varsity team when he was in 10th grade. Or that when Marconi told people he had a theory that would enable man to transmit sound through space, they considered committing him to the insane asylum. And what about this story? In 1832, this man lost his job. In 33, he failed in a business venture. 34, his girlfriend died. 35, had a nervous breakdown. In 43, he lost a race for political office. In 46, he won, but lost in his bid for re-election. In 54, he lost again in a bid for the Senate. In 56, he lost again in a bid for vice president. But in 1860, Abraham Lincoln began his career as one of the greatest presidents in the history of our country. All of us will suffer setbacks and disappointments in life, but the winners will turn tragedy into triumph by believing in themselves and believing in their own special Comet Magic. The most important advice I can give you about winning in this race of life I learned from a lady who never finished high school. She never played a sport, never won trophies, never played in the band, never had her name written in headlines, yet she had more wisdom and knowledge about winning than anybody I've ever known. That great lady was my mother. Unfortunately, I lost my mother. about winning will live with me forever. You see, my mother taught me that to win at life, to really win at life, all you had to do was care. Care for people, and they would care for you. Believe in people, and they would believe in you. Love people, and they would love you. That was good advice, because the only people that you will really influence in life will be the people you really care about. Bette Midler sings a popular song that I'm sure many of you have heard before. I'm not going to sing it. She sings, "From a distance, God is watching us." And I believe that. I have a strong faith in God, which has helped me to have a strong faith in people. I don't want to make this a religious talk, but I can tell you, even though I don't know what the future holds, I do know who holds the future. Everyone has a God. For me, it is Christianity. For others, it is Judaism or Hinduism. Unfortunately, for some people, their God is money, drugs, alcohol, sex, or power. One thing is certain. There will be one thing that will dominate your life. I strongly suggest it be something you can be proud of. Something that can sustain you when things don't go well. I've never known anyone who stood up and said, "The reason I'm successful is because of drugs and alcohol." But I've seen and read of thousands who said, "My life is a mess because of drugs and alcohol." You become a winner a little bit every day. By the way you treat others, by the smile you keep on your face, and by the words of encouragement that you give to a friend. You see, winning isn't about getting a trophy. Winning is about how you live your life, day after day, month after month, year after year. In closing, I've written the following poem about winning, which sums up what I've talked about today. This poem doesn't rhyme. I'm not sure if it has any iambic pentameter. That's okay, I don't know what iambic pentameter is anyway. The title of this poem is "Heroes Aren't Made in Hollywood." It's about winning and winners, and it goes like this. Winning is the BFA hockey team winning the state championship because they refuse to quit on themselves. You can cheer. Winning is the BFA girls basketball team who beat the team no one thought could be beaten. You can cheer louder. No prejudice. Winning is coming in fourth, exhausted and encouraged because last time you came in fifth. Winning is touching people's lives. Winning is the memory of Steve Myers and Lee Bushy. Winning is the BFA band, the Vocational Technical Honor Society, New Beginnings, the Peer Council, the class of 1991, 83-year-old Harold Underwood, and each and every group and organization that you have been involved in at BFA. Winning is my wife Sherry, my brother Dick, and my dad, who is here today on Father's Day to honor his son. Winning is Bill Phillips, an adult student who came back to school after 40 years to earn his high school diploma. Bill is from St. Albans City, and he graduates today from BFA. Winning is Jeff Moss, a Down syndrome child who works at BFA as a student mailman and brings a smile to everybody's face every day. Jeff is from St. Albans Town and is a student at BFA. Winning is Steve Bushy, the first one in his family to go on to college for a degree in automotive technology. Steve is from Shelton and graduated today from BFA. And winning is Megan McGinn, who lost her brother in a tragic car accident in March, yet shows the courage and compassion to support me in my time of need only weeks later. Megan is from Georgia and graduated today from BFA. No, heroes aren't made in Hollywood. Heroes are made right here at BFA. They come from Alberta, they come from Fairfield, they come from Sheldon, from Georgia, from Bakersfield, they come from St. Albans. Some are calculus students, some are vocational students. They don't always wear red, white, and blue. Today they're wearing green and gold. They're sitting right here in front of me. To paraphrase Amanda Bradley, remember, every time you have a kind and gentle word to give, you help someone find beauty in this precious life we live. For happiness brings happiness, and loving ways bring love, and giving is the treasure that winning is made of. You're all winners today. God bless you. Thank you very much.